To start with the first sentence, the best is considered to be too informal. The reason for this is that the writer is overstating his or her argument. What the writer is implying is that the state of California is the ideal holiday destination for everybody. He's suggesting that it's perfect. This, of course, may not be true for some people. Because there are always exceptions, the writer should use more tentative language instead. The problem with the second sentence is that big, in big variety, is very informal. Just like, for instance, words like good and bad, because the meanings of these words are too general. These words have very broad meanings and therefore do not add anything specific to what the writer is trying to say. Some academic alternatives for these words could be large, positive, negative, poor, etc., depending on the context. There are also a few other problems with this sentence. It is a contraction of it has, and academic writing usually does not use contracted forms. Lots of is also very informal, so the writer should use a more formal alternative instead. Depending on how the rest of the sentence is rewritten, many or a significant number of could be used. Finally, nature is another example of vocabulary that is too general in terms of meaning for the use in this specific context. Nature just includes too many things. The writer should try to find an alternative that's more specific and to the point and expresses exactly what he or she means. The word find is also quite simple, and to raise the level, a more academic alternative could be used. For example, encounter. Unlike find, encounter does not suggest that the weather is something that can be actively picked out, which makes it more specific, and therefore a better alternative. The same applies to any weather they like. Not only is the phrase itself informal, the writer again is overstating the argument by suggesting that people who go to California can simply choose from a menu of different types of weather, which of course does not make sense. The problem with the following sentence is that it starts with you. In formal writing, it is not common to use you to address the reader because it suggests that the writer is addressing the reader directly, like he is having a face-to-face conversation. In addition, the second you in this sentence is also used in a contracted form, you've. Two ways of avoiding having to use you is choosing to write the sentence in the passive voice instead, or to simply choose a different subject for the sentence. Really, really hard is what's the issue in the next sentence. There are many alternative, more formal adverbs to choose from to replace really, really. For instance, incredibly. Also, a number of other, more appropriate adjectives could be used instead of hard. Depending on how the rest of the sentence is rewritten, the writer could opt for difficult or challenging. The adjectives used in the next sentence, big, dead, and nice, are also too informal for the same reason as previously mentioned. They are too general and don't carry enough meaning to express what the writer means in a clear and concise way. They could be replaced by words like extensive, lifeless, and spectacular, for instance. Finally, a more formal sentence using therefore could be a better alternative instead of simply using because of.